In the 1930s, Hollywood was making innovative horror films like Dracula, Wolfman, and The Mummy, then recycled them with sequels and remakes for decades. When Hollywood went from being a family-owned business into corporate-owned conglomerates in the 1960s, the business was floundering. As inequitable as owners versus star salaries were, at least the original owners had some idea of the art of filmmaking. When Cleopatra was the most expensive movie made, and it failed to make its money back, the Hollywood system was in trouble. Corporations started acquiring studios. In 1969, the film Easy Rider, made for $360,000, sold more tickets than the big movies made by the studio for millions of dollars. This led the studios to look at film schools and new blood to make movies. Francis Ford Coppola, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, and Martin Scorsese were able to get their foot in the door of Hollywood for making independent films. By the 1980s, the rebels of film were also making studio films, and the indie film movement was out of vogue. Then in 1989, Steven Soderbergh's indie film Sex, Lies, and Videotape sold for $1 million at the Sundance Film Festival to Miramax, which started a new trend of indie films getting wide release. Filmmakers like Richard Linklater, Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez, David O. Russell, Kevin Smith, and all of those guys were able to break into Hollywood starting their own features. Currently, the pendulum is clearly still in the studio trend. They've over-sequelized, unoriginal movies dominating the box office. Soon, though, it will swing back as the next Transformers movies or comic book adaptation stops being profitable. Then they will look for an alternative, the kinds of movies that studios are not making. And indie film will have another revival. We just don't know when.